ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tencent LPL coverage brought to you in part by Ghost Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Nick Yako with Souldra, aka Hubo, not to be confused with the Yellow River deity in Chinese culture, Hebo. But if you're just joining us, OMG took a very, very decisive win in Game 1, so we'll have to see if IG can rebound it when they switch over to the red trunks. And Hubo apparently ditched me today.
I see. I'm back because my microphone was off. And we did see that Cool did win Match 1's MVP award, and I think rightfully so, because he played extremely well on his LeBlanc in this past game. I mean, he knew exactly how to manipulate cooldowns. He was hanging in the back until he just came in and cleaned up fights. But now that OMG has red side, let's see what champions they do prioritize, because they could very well go in the same direction, but we'll just have to see. And I think they just banned Sion first, which is interesting.
Interesting to say. When you think about IG and you think about Zatai, he does so many odd picks and plays them so well that it could be a completely warranted Sion ban.
Yeah. It's just because in the Chinese meta there are so many power picks, they might be thinking about just leaving a plethora of overpowered champions on the line, and then trying to take at least 3 of them after seeing what IG picks. So that might be OMG's strategy in banning that Sion, but to be quite frank, I have no idea. However, on Invictus Gaming's red side, we do see something a little bit more standard. Kale and Jack's standard bans for any red side team.
So pretty much no ordinary there. Lulu banned out as well, so LeBlanc still up on the board. LeBlanc is actually going to be banned out by IG as the last one, so they don't want Cool on that. But that leaves Mr. Clean with the mustache open up, so Braum going to be the first pick, but a trade with a Thresh as well.
I hear, there's a new Hodor Braum skin coming out, so hopefully we can look forward to that. But no, Braum has been, I think, banned in all of the past 3 games, so Braum is a very strong champion. I'm really interested to see whether Cool will play Yasuo, because I don't know if Cool's Yasuo is that good, frankly. So, but Braum is a champion that synergizes well with a lot of different picks. He synergizes well with the Lucian, with the Twitch, with all of the standard AD carries, and is a champion that has a lot of game-changing impact. On the side of Invictus Gaming, they do lock in their early mid laner and Lee Sin. Lee Sin, of course, is a priority pick, and I think Yasuo, more than a pick for Youngsu, because Youngsu did play it in the last game, Yasuo might be a slight takeaway from OMG, because they know how well Yasuo and Braum actually synergize.
So now, with that Lee Sin, it's going to be over. That one was bad, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It is very, very early/late here, so pulling all-nighters definitely can kill you a little bit. But Thresh is locked in over there for the side of OMG, so now we get to understand what they are going with. Kog'Maw locked in as well. Where is this Braum going? What can we expect?
This is
top lane
so
80 attack speed crit chance Braum.
Okay, so this. Okay, some people play top lane Braum.
Crit chance Braum.
Or crit chance Braum, or crit chance Thresh. And then there's the Kog'Maw. This really is a peel for Son composition. My only gripe with these picks is that I don't know if I want to put the fate of my team in the hands of Son, even though Son has shown himself to be a very capable AD carry. He's never played the Kog'Maw before this LPL split, and quite frankly, I don't know how good his is going to be, because one of the reasons why Son plays so well on Lucian is because of that escape, and because his positioning is not first class. I'm sorry for all the fans. I'm really sorry that I'm not getting these other picks out, because I'm really confused as to why they would have locked in the Braum and the Thresh and where those picks are going.
this is either gonna work for them so well, or is just gonna bite them so hard in the ass.
And they picked the Zed. So I think the Zed might be a reactive pick. I think the Zed might be a reactive pick for the Ezreal, just because there's no one to get into the back line, and I'm so thrown off right now. And they picked a Soraka, so 3 hardcore support-esque champions. I can't handle this right now. I think OMG is on drugs. I think OMG is on drugs. Honestly,
no, that's just drug.
Like, excuse my French, but this is some real shit. Because honestly, I have never ever seen a composition like this before. This is going to go down in the annals of history.
So we get to see as well Yongsu on potentially top lane Gragas again. So this will be his 3rd time playing that one up. But obviously, IG's composition a lot more original and at home. Like, Kid is in love with those Triforce champs, so Ezreal's big on him. So they have a lot of at home stuff. But OMG's comp.
Right, and when you do see the top Gragas, so first of all, good choice by. Good choice from the side of Invictus Gaming to pick the Yasuo, because they knew that they had already shown Youngsu play the Yasuo top, and they shown that Youngsu was proficient on that champion. So they didn't let the side of OMG know where exactly that Yasuo was going. So when we talk about top Gragas, and he's played it twice previously, top Gragas is either played with Yasuo and Ezreal, because Ezreal is a champion that can kite for himself, and Gragas and Yasuo synergize quite fantastically. Or Gragas is played more defensively in the top lane. I believe a Korean team played Gragas with Lulu, Nami, and something like Kog'Maw. Just a protected AD carry composition, which is quite viable when you do have a hyper carry like Kog'Maw. So this game is all about, first of all, so I think it was a top lane Braum, because we saw the teleport Braum locked in. What was it? No, it was a jungle Braum. Yeah, yes. It was a jungle Braum. Okay, this is the first time in competitive history that we're going to see a jungle Braum. I haven't been this excited since,
we're experiencing history.
Jungle Yorek. This is going to be so cool. Oh my goodness.
We're experiencing history. This is us right here in the history books.
Oh my God. Nick, you and I are going to go down in history.
We're going to go down in history as the men who got to see the jungle Braum for the first time in competitive play. This is going to be huge. And thus far, ladies and gentlemen, we are loading up into the Rift. So just a heads up again, this is Tencent LPL coverage by Ghost of Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Nick Yako with Souldra, a.k.a. Hubo. And definitely going to be a good game. I mean, OMG, if you saw, had a decisive win in Game 1. So they definitely want to jump back up in the standings. And we'll see if IG can fend them off here. If you're just joining us as well, WE took a 2-0 victory in their best-of-2 set over Young Glory. So...
Okay, so let's think really quickly what the win conditions for each team are. And let's go over OMG first, since they have the more interesting composition. If you're a member of OMG, it's all about, sorry, I want to say all about because of the Braum. It's all about protecting the AD carry and then eventually sieging. So the composition coming out from OMG is actually quite flexible, because they can set up for picks because they have an assassin, first of all, and they also have a jungle Braum that can dish out stuns very quickly and multiple stuns in quick succession. And they also have the Kog'Maw that's very good at sieging turrets. And, they have the Thresh support as well, the hooks. So a bunch of siege potential right here. There's also the magic resistance shred coming out from on the top Soraka. So that's going to allow, at least in the early game, San's Kog'Maw to hit the opponent with impunity. So again, they really have to protect the Kog'Maw, and San has to make sure, he played his previous assassin LeBlanc fantastically before. San really has to make sure he can get onto the enemy Ezreal, he can get onto Kit's Ezreal and take down that champion. If you're a member of Invictus Gaming, it's all about whether Kid can kite for himself and you can land the correct wombo. You can land that wombo combo onto the correct members of OMG, because one of the problems, even though Gragas and Yasuo do synergize very well, one of the problems is that it's very hard to pinpoint certain targets when you do use the explosive casket into the last breath combination. So again, this, I think that we're in for a really exciting game here, and I'm really interested to see how Drug uses this jungle Braum.
I think we have to just because the jungle Braum, give the featured matchup to the junglers right now.
Yeah, just because of the jungle Braum, I don't even remember the jungler on the other on the other side.
Lee Sin.
It was Lee Sin, right? So, for this game, Illusion and Drug have both been playing very well. I think Drug has been playing, hasn't been playing that well throughout the whole split, but today at least he's been looking in tip-top shape. And Illusion has been playing very consistently throughout the whole split. I might even call him the best Chinese jungler in the LPL right now, at least, because there are some Korean junglers that might contend for the title of best jungler in the LPL itself. So really, it's up to this is, and I also think this is a composition, since the wave clear is so poor from this team, and since the split push and the wave clear is so poor, since they can't put pressure on any other side of the map, it's really, really, really important that OMG does not get significantly behind in the first 20 minutes of the game. So there's a lot of pressure on Loveland because it's hard for Jungle Braum to initiate his own ganks. There's a lot of pressure on Loveland to read the enemy jungler, read the more mobile Lee Sin in the hands of Illusion, who's been fantastic all season, and be able to counter gank and meet him in these different lanes to make sure that OMG doesn't fall behind in the early game, and they can have a smooth transition into the latter 20 minutes, the latter half of the game.
So, ladies and gentlemen, about to get onto the Rift. Yeah, that was a mouthful. You got it out there, my boy. So, after this advertisement, should be loading on to Summoner's Rift, and then we can get this game underway. If I had to guess, I think this game is probably going to go at least 40 minutes. So, we'll just have to find out, as that camera zoom right there means we are about to get on. So, hopefully the stream syncs will be just great for this time around. But ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the Rift for Game 2 of the set between IG and OMG. And again, if you're just joining us, OMG dominating Game 1. We'll see if IG and the Red Trunks can turn things around. But going to be great to set up. We'll see how the Jungle Braum works out. First time in competitive history.
It's also important to note that Kid is the best Ezreal in China, bar none. So his Ezreal will be very interesting to see. I do believe that in patch 4.10, blue build Ezreal is going to come back, so we might see Kid have even more of a carry-esque role on that champion in the future. But for now, we are going to see the Bloodthirster into Trinity Force build. Another note is that Kitties did play the Nami last game, and his Nami wasn't very good. He didn't set up ZZ for a lot of flashy plays. He didn't utilize the Aqua Prison to make picks, and his kiting abilities weren't that great. So, and we see a little skirmish on our screens. So really, it's up to Kitties right now to hopefully they can win lane, and then it's up to Kitties to try to at least make one or two plays, because when you have against the against all of this brick wall that is known as the OMG lineup, the Soraka, the Braum, the Thresh, it's going to be so hard for ZZ and Youngsu to get onto Sans Kog'Maw. So really, I mean, every member of IG really has to contribute. Not that OMG's composition, is great, but it does work in, the right situation.
So it looks like we're not going to see hardcore engages going on. Cool actually might get caught by IG if he kind of lurks around a little bit more. IG actually going for a delayed red buff invade, and Cool might be able to spot it out. It does not look like if Sight was there, he would have gotten it. So going to go going. Actually getting jumped up on with the Sonic Wave. And now, will the red buff be taken away? That is the question. It should probably be. So that will be the first buff of the day now, taken away from Drug on the Braum.
I mean, and despite the fact that they probably do realize that OMG is taking the red buff on the opposite side of the map, what is Cloud doing? Okay, so they're setting up but this is, if you're a member of IG, this is what you want to do, because you know how fragile the enemy composition is, especially, OMG is double jungling with Soraka and Braum. I never thought I'd say that, but, Soraka and Braum don't have the best jungle clear at all. So really, if you're a member of IG, this is exactly what you have to be doing. You have to be putting as much pressure as you can with your Lee Sin, with your top Gragas, and at least throw OMG off their game a little bit, because it's clear that OMG has practiced its composition, and if they get their way, it might be deadly, and San might have a lot of room to maneuver around the map.
So we're going to see another 2v0 setup of pushing, and top laners and junglers just going to kind of take their respective buffs and clear out the first route of jungle, or follow on the first route of jungle clear, if I could get my words right. But Now we can see everything slow down a little bit, see the laning phase kind of develop and what we have early on.
Right, and I mean, it's another important note is how well Cool does in lane, because if the entirety of the side of OMG is basically serves as peel for San's Kog'Maw, or as catch potential, because of course you have the stun from Drug's Braum, you have the hook, the chain, the death sentence, from Cloud's Thresh. Then I mean, you're basically relying on Cool to delete Kid's Ezreal off the map. And again, Kid is the best Ezreal in China, so is that really possible? We don't know. But that's what they're relying on Cool to do. And my goodness, this is just going to be a really exciting game, especially since I am happy that Cloud has his Thresh back, because some of his other champions weren't very good.
Oh man, so Drug and Youngsu tend to get out. We could see a 3-on-2. This could be pretty good. 3-on-3, 3-on-2, 3-on-3. It looks like it will stay in that general area. Triple Aqua Prison. Look at that. Triple Aqua Prison. Very nicely done. Summerhill being popped up. Descends lands on Illusion. He's going to go down. Cloud picks up the kill. First blood. And now that is now going to be IG on the run. Youngsu going to flash the wall. But a trade of the ages. That's Braum picking up one. And the flay. Nicely done. Kid and Kitties versus the world here. Kid picks up the kill onto Drug. Now Cloud the targeted question. Mystic shot. 2 kills over to Kid. Best Ezreal in China. I think, yes. Nicely done set up by the support Kitties. And 2-2. A 2-for-2 trade.
Okay, so first of all, Drug set that up so well, but they overextended during that fight. There was no reason to overextend. I mean, really, and they gave Kid double buffs. You don't want to give Kid double buffs when he's on Ezreal. OMG had we're in a very nice position, and I guess Cloud thought that his flash flare would turn the tables, but we might see another dive right now.
Yeah, Going's probably going to fall down here. Cloud trying to show up and save the day, and he will get the flip and out, but Zatai picks up the kill, and an Aqua Prison on the Cloud. Drugs trying to come up, and then Windwall actually dodged out a little bit of the Drugs damage, and Tower might go down here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, even though the global gold is relatively even, this is not going well for OMG. I mean, I would think that Jungle Braum really needs his double buffs, given that his jungle clear is probably so just terrible. And it looks like Illusion's getting free farm in the mid lane, while the 3 members of Invictus Gaming try to pressure down this bottom tier turret. I guess the one good thing for Invictus Gaming is that, the one boon from all of this for OMG is that, besides the fact that they did get the first blood and 2 early kills, they are able to get their Kog'Maw, San on his Kog'Maw, free farm in the top lane, and he currently has 41 CS and has effectively zoned out Youngsu's Gragas. So that's, I guess, if OMG wanted to try to snowball a lead anywhere around the map, the top lane would be the place to do it, or at least wherever San goes.
Fights later on are going to be ridiculous. Drug now, warding up the Dragon Pit. San, like he said, free farming in the top lane. That's forcing Youngsu up onto the Golem, so got to try to make something happen. Cool. And Zatai in the mid lane. Zatai has that level advantage. Cool, not level 6 yet. Probably should be hitting that right now, and he will do just that. So 3-2 now. 9.4 to 8.9. 500 gold in favor of IG after that 3-2 exchange. And Youngsu going back to the top lane.
I really would have liked to see, even though their composition is crazy enough, I really would have liked to see OMG run a different mid laner, because I do think that Zed, if Cool Zed doesn't get fed, he does have problems against an Ezreal that's 2-0-0. And also, when you have the Soraka, obviously the Soraka synergizes a bit with San's Kog'Maw. However, when you do have the Soraka, you do want to be trying to stack some AP, at least try to take advantage of, the Star Call. So, basically Cool Zed doesn't use that at all. The only champion that will utilize Star Call is, in fact, effectively is in fact San's Kog'Maw. So, while I do understand the point of this composition is to protect the Kog'Maw, is to protect San, the AD carry. It might have been a little bit smarter to pick an AP mid. I honestly have no idea how some of the other traditional mids would synergize with this composition.
Oh no, get these even out. Like you said again, talking about San in the top lane with all his free farm, has a CS advantage over his counterpart despite the 2-kill deficit, but 14 CS on Youngsu up in that top lane on the Gragas pickup. I'm kind of wondering how soon we're going to be able to see a Dragon engagement. Youngsu has teleport, And Going actually brought Summer Hill, so he's going to have to run all the way down, but...
I mean, we were talking about Zitai's positioning in the first game and how it wasn't that, how Zitai often didn't put himself in the best positions to be useful throughout the game. That goes twofold for the rest of the members of OMG for this second match, because they really have to make sure to avoid all of the the incoming damage from the Gragas, from Illusion's Lee Sin, from Zitai's Yasuo, and from Kid, who has been able in the past to find creative ways to fight with the back line. So OMG, I mean, they have a bunch of shield, they have a bunch of poke, they have a bunch of displacement. Again, it's really on San and crew to make sure that they know what they're doing at all times. And I think it's a pretty good decision to not contest this dragon, given that they had no ward coverage and they weren't in position at all to fight the members of Invictus Gaming.
So first dragon of the game goes over to IG now. Their gold lead is nearly 2,000, just about 3-2 in kills, and it's the 1-0 in turrets in their favor as well. So IG coming out swinging in this game too, and we have to see what OMG will do to answer with this odd comp that they have going for them.
I mean, if Cool is winning 85 CS to 80 right now, 87 in fact, he really has to get going, because again, he has to assassinate Kid, a Kid that already has his phage. So basically, Kid is not going for the early damage. Rather, he's going for the early mobility, because he knows in that second team fight, in that second crucial dragon fight, or if Cool decides to come gank his lane, which is very likely because they do want to stop Kid from snowballing this game out of control. They do understand that Kid understands that he has to get away as quickly as he can. So a phage is the correct build path right here with that rage passive. Just trying to get out of bad positions as quickly as possible. Right now, this game is in the hands of IG, but we've seen before that IG has had problems, understanding some of their win conditions and positioning around certain objectives. So we'll have to see whether IG can continue this lead into the mid game. Eventually, they're going to be contesting the second dragon, and they're also going to be getting, trying to make picks around the enemy jungle, because honestly, both team comps aren't very good at sieging. OMG succeeds in the later stages of the game, but in terms of the first 20 to 30 minutes, both team comps don't. IG has wave clear with Zitai's probable static shiv on his Yasuo, but both teams don't have a lot of tools to, zone the enemy off and successfully take turrets. So it's all about that buff control, all about that dragon control in this early game.
Got it out of you.
Yes, I had to get it. I had to get it out.
You just on a rampage.
I'm packing up, folks. I think I'm about to go home.
I feel you, dog. I feel you. So 10 minutes in, the static shiv was done there in the mid lane. So for Zitai, so he's in pretty good shape. Teleport being used up by Youngsuit to go down into the bottom lane, farm up again, and Illusion getting death sentenced up, but he does take down the ward. Going stuck at the top lane by himself. Now we're going to see the last breath of the death mark going up in it as well. Knockup's going. Drug's going to go down to Zitai, and Illusion is now on the run. Cool, can he get the kill? That's the question. Last breath going to go on to Sand, and this could be Cool pick up Illusion, and the fight could go all the way skewed. Flash is forced, and they're going to dash up and over the walls. Zitai might be able to make it out, and it looks like he will.
Okay, that was really well played by Cool to be able to manipulate himself around, even though it was a 1-for-2 trade? Yeah, I do believe that was a 1-for-2 trade. But they are able to siege down this turret, and that's they decide not to, I guess. Cool. OMG really does not have a lot of advantages around the map right now. Yeah, I mean, they really need to find some kind of advantage, because if they don't, Kid's going to help snowball this lead out of control. So we see the replay right here. Oh, this replay of the top lane. I guess Going died?
He got dived, yes.
Yeah, nice Mystic shot to finish that off. Kid has 2 kills. That's the story right there. He already has a Sheen, so he's building the Trinity Force first. Smart move not to go for the Bloodthirster first, but instead to get some of the extra utility. And, I mean, this game is looking very nice for Invictus Gaming right now, and if you're OMG, you just have to pray that you can somehow ward off the side of Invictus Gaming when they come to siege your turrets.
So now Kid and going on it. Kitty's worn up using the pink ward at his disposal. 5-3 right now, and it's a nice 3,000 gold lead for IG. 2 turrets to 0. That mid turret is very low in OMG's favor. They could try to make it, but Illusion and Kid Going might be caught out of position here hardcore, and he's going to easily go down. So Illusion picks up the kill on Going, his first one of the game. 6-3 now, and Going not having the best game of his life on this top lane, Soraka.
Yeah, I mean, despite how well every single member of OMG played the last game, Going did show this problem. We might see a little catch right here. Nice death sentence. He's going to go in.
Yep, so the box comes down there. Kitty's flashing over the wall. Nicely done. With the Aqua Prison as well. Nice save.
Yeah, so, and he forces the box ultimate out of Cloud, so really nice trade, even though Kitties did have to give up his flash. You know, Going has had consistent positioning problems even in Game 1 with that Soraka because A, he doesn't ward well, and B, he doesn't realize that if members of the enemy team are not visible to on other places in the map, he doesn't believe for some reason that they can be near him. That they can be near him. So, nice flash hook. Okay, and they got face. Right in the face. Just that's just
hardcore.
A nice.
That was really hardcore.
Yeah, nice punch in the kisser right there. Cloud knew that because Kitties was sandwiched in between the turret and the wall, there was no way that he could miss that flash hook. So really nice job from Kitties. And we might see another fight here.
Kid does actually escape. And this is 3 unsuccessful sieges on this turret from OMG. So might be able to take it down next time a wave comes. But they are definitely wasting a lot of time on this.
Yeah, fortunately for OMG, though, Kid is low and Cool still has his death mark up. So he will be able to effectively delete Kid off the map should he so choose. And I do think that they will be able to get this turret right here.
Oh, man, the explosive cast knockup, and they got it all the way. Tidal Wave as well, but that's going to be one Illusion. On the backside, Cool picks up the kill, and look at this. It's a 1-for-1 trade as Youngsu picks up Drug, and they're trying to aggress. Going picks up the kill onto Zatai. Kid now on the run. Can they make it happen? Death Sentence lands onto a minion, doesn't go. The turret goes down. Kid is along the backside. Cloud's going to die to Ignite if he doesn't be careful. He goes down to Kitty's nicely done, and Kid trying to aggress upon Sand, and now Cool trying to do some as well, but OMG is on the defensive. They are getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, Zatai actually landed I think he landed the last breath onto the Kog'Maw, onto San's Kog'Maw, so theoretically that should have been the perfect Yasuo ult. Unfortunately for IG, San was able to get out. He flashed and... No, his heal is still up. So he did flash out right when he saw the last breath go onto him, and he was able to start putting damage out. See, look at that last breath. Really nice onto San. San decides to flash out. He does get caught in the Aqua Prison as well, but when your entire team is clumped like that against a Kog'Maw, it does spell doom, especially when you have the Brawn just applying stuns to multiple enemies, and the Kog'Maw that puts out auto attacks so quickly. So, really nice job, even though they do overextend, and Invictus Gaming does turn it around, even though I think IG actually could have turned it around a little bit earlier because Youngsu and Kitties both had their spells on cooldown.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see how this game is going to go on. Cool actually might be a little bit out of it here, waiting on Illusion. There's the death mark. Can he get this 1v1 trade? A kick in the face, but he's dashing up and in, heals as well. From Kitty's going to save the day, but Cool going to try to ride the dark passage up and out, and he'll do just that. So 8-6 now, and 2,300 gold over to IG. 2-2 in turrets. Kid and Sand both duking out in the bottom lane.
Yeah, 2,300 gold. It's not the end of the world, but that still is a significant amount of gold at the 17-minute mark. So Invictus Gaming is looking very comfortable. This is starting to remind me of OMG's lead in the early game in match 1, because OMG, they understood that their composition wins early, and then they had to try to snowball early leads and really take the game by force. Invictus Gaming looks to be doing the same thing, and they're doing it with a very balanced comp, as I said before. I mentioned to you before the game, Invictus Gaming plays very well when their composition is balanced, when they have the correct amount of peel, when they have the correct amount of engage. This time they give Kid an AD carry who can peel for himself, and they just allow Youngsu, they allow Illusion, they allow Zatai to just go in and go ham.
I kind of feel like this game has the making to go upwards of 60 minutes if it gets to that point, but
yeah, if Invictus Gaming doesn't do anything special within the next 10 or so minutes, then this game might drag on for a long time. Illusion, I say that because Illusion has his I don't know exactly how this comp will work out, but Illusion does have his static shiv, so he will be able to clear waves very effectively. So that means that this is the prime time for IG to all group in the mid lane and start sieging turrets. They have nice wave clear with Youngsu's Graga Sparrows, and more than that, Illusion might be cut out right here, but a very nice ward hop away, a safeguard away into the Dragon Pit. But as I was saying before, IG really need to think about sieging right here because the wave clear from OMG is terrible.
Well, they are trying to work on a siege, but Cloud tried to death sentence and basically send them off and packing, and it looks like they'll do actually just that. So can Cool get caught out here? He's caught between a rock and a hard place. Illusion is over the wall. Sonic Wave misses, but Illusion tries to get a ward jump and a kick and be cheeky, but Cool, able to dash out. So nothing too big. Get over the backside.
Oh my goodness.
Sax gets it. The boss comes down as well. Youngsu taking a lot. Gonna use the explosive cast. Can he make it out? That's the question. Kog'Maw attacks for days. That's gonna be cool. Picking up one. Going as well. Ends a tie in the bottom lane. Just split pushing all on its own. Picks up the tier 2. And Baron is being engaged upon by OMG. 19 minutes in. What will happen here? Is Zatai gonna back off? It looks like he'll do just that. So OMG.
Gogoing's backing off. Oh, but Gogoing gets knocked up.
Oh man, that stinks. So backing off. They're trying to ping out the turret, but Zatai is already backed. OMG could potentially be taking this Baron, and that could just add to the length of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and there is a smite up for... Actually, there is a smite up for Drug. Sorry, I keep forgetting that the Braum, in this case, is the AD carry. They also did have the Zed with the Blade of the Rune King, so, even without Bjork, they take down turrets. They take down Baron, very fast. This is a complete catch-on kid right there. What a wonderful combo of CC. First, you get that... You get the death sentence onto Kid, then you just chain that with the Braum ultimate, and then one nice Arcane Barrage coming in. Not Arcane Barrage.
True Shot.
No, I'm talking about the Ezreal ultimate.
True Shot.
Living Artillery.
Living Artillery is Kog'Maw.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Kog'Maw ultimate. Sorry, I'm so thrown off by this Braum right now.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I know, dude. The Kog'Maw ultimate, just really nice Living Artillery in. What a perfect play from... the side of OMG, and we talked about before that OMG's composition does do two things. It's not extremely linear to a sense. Basically, what it does peel very well for the Kog'Maw, and you saw that because Son was over the wall, just completely, wailing on the side of Invictus Gaming. But it does make picks extremely well as well. They don't need Cool Zed to constantly go in and put himself in danger by going after Kid's Ezreal. If Kid mispositions, then one hook by one death sentence by Cloud, straight murder.
So Dragon is up in 50 seconds. A Baron up OMG. Definitely wanting some offense right now. They've got some confidence in their spirit. I tell you what, they are looking like they want to go for this one right now. With this Baron buff 9-8, the gold lead is so dead even. 4-3 in turrets. This is a close game. This could drag on for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll have to see it. But OMG looking for a potential push on the mid lane with Go going down bot.
So basically, if you look at the items right now, San's Kog'Maw, he's 2-0-3, obviously very fed. He has his Pirate Cutlass, he has his Zerker's Greaves, and he has one dagger. So basically, that's 1,400 gold, essentially, until... he gets the Blade of the Rune King, right? He's going to be very deadly right then. And since San does, since all the team does have the Baron buff, they're not afraid to siege turrets. And this is really smart because OMG realized that, we saw before while OMG was taking the Baron Nashor, Zatai, Invictus Gaming Zatai was able to split push the bottom wave. So the response coming out from OMG was to push the middle lane, rotate towards the bottom lane, and answer with their own second tier turret. So very nice thinking coming out from OMG just in time for this Dragon as well.
Yep, so it's going to be OMG taking the Dragon, now starting to come back. They take the gold lead right now. And, after a decisive win in Game 1, it looked like IG might have a handle on the Red Trunks on this one. But OMG definitely coming back, fighting for all they've got. They don't want to get the KO. They don't want to tie. They want this 2-0 victory. And they're looking for a push on the mid lane to just do it. Nick, what a crazy, crazy game. And I think Drug has been playing Oh my goodness! Oh man, over the wall, explosive cask as well. Cloud kills Crucible trying to make the saves, but look at the knockups. Illusion getting destroyed. Deathmark goes on. Illusion's most certainly going to fall, but Zatai from the backside as well. Wish being used up as well. Cloud picks up the kill on Zatai, and everybody's just clumped. This is perfect for a Kog'Maw. Kid's very low. Subreddit being popped up. Sand flashes into the enemy team. This is going to be a dead one. Youngsu trying to be on the run. Kitties as well on the run, and OMG with a great great fight at their disposal right now, taking down 2, just
so
dominating.
They grabbed 2 kills. They actually should have grabbed 4 because what happened was that Illusion barely escaped with a sliver of health, as well as Kitties, because Cool actually used his ultimate onto Illusion. So it should have been 4 kills for the side of OMG, and they are also going to be able to get this second-tier turret. They might get the inhibitor turret as well, depending on who tanks. They do have the Dark Passage. They are going to take up this turret. This is going to be an inhibitor turret, and possibly inhibitor for OMG.
The mistake of IG actually giving OMG this Baron, they are just using it to the full disposal they can. Inhibitors potentially going down. OMG is working this Baron like magic. And now Cool trying to take down Kitty's mono a mono. Kitty's going to go down. Cool picks up the kill.
Goodbye.
This inhibitor is next. 1-2, good night, Moon. And now that's going to be a last breath
Nice
combination.
flash.
Gets a double. Sand actually caught out, but Sand picks up the kill onto Illusion. Now Zatai tries to get it, but Sand's still alive. Sand goes again, and Kid is still going, chugging along. Sand along the backline. How is he living alive? I don't even know. Sand trying to go. Kid's down for the count.
Son.
What? And Sand is still alive. How did he just do it? 3 for 5 and ace. This could be GG.
Kill?
How is that happening?
Quadra kill. San the god right there. Oh my goodness. Despite getting caught in that last breath, Youngsu and Zatai have been playing very well, but despite San having been caught in that last breath, he's able to dodge he's able to dodge the follow-up from the side of from the side of Invictus Gaming. Cloud also played so well, just cutting perfectly for San right there. He also got that beautiful engage. The problem is that Invictus Gaming is clumping up, and OMG is a team that, first of all, they like to land all of their ultimates while when Invictus Gaming is in a clump, and then Drug will apply the individual stun stacks onto each member. But look, beautiful cutting from Sun. Immediately flashes out. I mean, he actually doesn't flash out. He just gets out there, kill, and then he's able to kill Zatai, turn around, kill Youngsu, kill Kid, and just the members of OMG know exactly what they have to do for this combo. Start cutting around, and then San is able to eventually pick up for that quadra kill. What a nice game from San.
He almost died 3 times, but he still managed to keep on chugging along. Now 60-11, OMG have it all. They've done so well with this Baron buff, and now with that one out, I mean, expiring, they've definitely got the lead at their disposal.
San actually had the components for a Blade of the Rune King. He decided to sell his dagger, get that static shiv. The static shiv with the Trinity Force is a little bit awkward, but he did get the static shiv for the higher crit, and also because it provides a lot of wave clear, which is, I guess, the biggest thing that OMG doesn't have, and the biggest stymie to their success right now. So, good. I don't think it was a necessary item, but good heads-up decision from San to get the static shiv. He also gets the BF sword. I mean, San is a monster right now. So IG again really has to look for the perfect pick right now. They can't utilize their wombo combo. They need Illusion to go in, insect someone towards the front line of IG and just blow him up before translating that into a Baron or a Dragon. The Baron is coming up in 30 minutes. But
30 minutes?
I'm sorry, 30 seconds, not 30 minutes. This isn't a World Elite game. Baron is coming up in 30 seconds. But with the constant threat of Cloud being there, with the constant threat of Braum's ultimate, what are they really going to do?
Well, that's going to be explosive. Cascu's out. Last game, it was all cool. This game, it is all sand today, ladies and gentlemen. 16-11, waiting on a creep wave to show up. OMG want to take down this top lane inhibitor turret. They want to end this game right now. 27 minutes in. Will they do that is the question. There's wave clear right there for a Gragas, but a shield from Drug actually getting Aqua prisoned up.
I mean, I think the skill is called Unbreakable Fissure, right? The right Unbreakable Fissure is really all it takes. And look at how, decisive the decision-making is. Every time Cloud has landed a death sentence onto a member of the of Invictus Gaming. Granted, Cloud's death sentences so far in this game have been absolutely superb. A lot of them have been on Kid, a lot of them have been on Illusion, a lot of them have been on Kitties. But whenever Cloud does land a hook onto the side of onto a member of Invictus Gaming, Drug immediately goes in. He applies the Winter's Bright, uses the Unbreakable Fissure, and just starts going ham. Applying individual stacks to every single member. On the side.
Man, here we go. Oh man, Box comes down as well. The turn's gonna fall down. Now Cool trying to get over the wall. Tidal Light being used for disengage, but dodged out. Illusion Tang in the death mark, but a kick in the face on a 2. Knock up Youngsu on the backline, trying to stay alive. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cool picks up the kill on Youngsu. Last breath, trying to do something. True Shot Barrage. Sam picks up the kill onto Youngsu in the mid laner now. And the fight goes on. San just just doing so much damage. Go, he takes down Kitties. Illusion trying to flash into the base and stay alive, but this is going to most likely be game, ladies and gentlemen. So now 20-12 right now. 21-12, stay out of the base, why not? Nexus turret taking pressure. One's going to fall down. The second has to be soon to follow. And ladies and gentlemen, OMG, 2-0 in IG, and they are going to be just jumping right back up in the standings.
I'm sorry because I was actually watching the Twitch.tv stream, but what a powerful statement from the side of OMG. What a powerful statement from OMG.
Oh
they
God.
got everything they wanted to. They decided to bring out a new composition. They showed that they could work with a ton of different picks. Now, you know, you have to ban the Thresh, you have to ban the Soraka, you have to ban the Braum because you never know where those picks are going to go. Their pick and ban phase for OMG just got 100 times more mysterious just because of how prioritize that Braum pick is. They don't know where that pick is going to go. It can go to the jungle. Hell, it might even go to going to the top lane. What a statement. And now I think this really is going to signify OMG's climb back towards the top. I mean, after splitting, ties with EDG, with World Elite, a lot of people were questioning both in the West and on Chinese forums whether OMG would able to reclaim their throne, whether they would able to, pronounce themselves as the regular season kings. They really made a statement tonight. They took out IG, and a lot of people predict Invictus Gaming to come third in the LPL, third or fourth, right around the Starhorn level. So, what a set. What a set. Beautiful play from OMG. Good game.
Definitely very, very good game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all of the games for today, though, so let's keep it going. I am Nick Yako with Souldra. If you like what you saw here in our casting, you can follow us on the bottom right Twitter handles of this overlay. Also, shout-outs. This is the Tencent LPL coverage brought to you by Gosu Gamers and Games in Asia.
Of course, if you ever want us to give us suggestions, we can take personal messages on this channel, or you can hit us up on Twitter. I think both Nick and I would love to have, you can flame us, you can insult us, but you can criticize us. And I love getting flamed too, man. Yeah, I must be a sadist of some kind, a masochist of some kind. But we really would like to help this channel grow. And I think with Jungle Braum games like that, that just might be the ticket. So my name is Hubo Soldier Shim, and I think Nick is about to sign off as well. And thank you very much for tuning in.
Absolutely, but also keep in mind as well, just one last note, that the Demacian Cup starts tomorrow at, I believe, 3 a.m. Pacific, so that'll be streaming on this channel as well. Be sure to tune into that. A lot of LSPL fun time. So 3 a.m. Pacific, I do believe. I might need confirmation on that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you tonight. So signing off, I am Nick Yako with Souldra. Thank you. Have a good night.
I'm sorry for all the fans. I'm really sorry that I'm not getting these other picks out because I'm really confused as to why they would have locked in the Braum and the Thresh and where those picks are going.
This is either going to work for them so well, or is just going to bite them so hard in the ass.
And they picked the Zed. So I think the Zed might be a reactive pick. I think the Zed might be a reactive pick for the Ezreal, just because there's no one to get into the back line. And I'm so thrown off right now. And they picked the Soraka. So 3 hardcore support-esque champions. I can't handle this right now. I think OMG is on drugs. I think OMG is on drugs. Honestly,
no, that's just drug.
Like, excuse my French, but this is some real shit. Because honestly, I have never ever seen a composition like this before. This is going to go down in the annals of history. So
we get to see as well Yongsu on potentially top lane Gragas again. So this will be his 3rd time playing that one up. But obviously, IG's composition a lot more original and at home. Like, Kid is in love with those Triforce champs, so Ezreal's big on him. So they have a lot of at-home stuff, but OMG's comp.
And when you do see the top Gragas, so first of all, good choice by, good choice from the side of Invictus Gaming to pick the Yasuo, because they knew that they had already shown Yongsu play the Yasuo top, and they shown that Yongsu was proficient on that champion. So they didn't let the side of OMG know where exactly that Yasuo was going. So when we talk about top Gragas, and he's played it twice previously, top Gragas is either played with Yasuo and Ezreal, because Ezreal is a champion that can kite for himself, and Gragas and Yasuo synergize quite fantastically. Or
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Tencent LPL coverage brought to you in part by Ghost Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Nick Yako with Souldra, aka Hubo, not to be confused with the Yellow River deity in Chinese culture, Hebo. But if you're just joining us, OMG took a very, very decisive win in Game 1, so we'll have to see if IG can rebound it when they switch over to the red trunks. And Hubo apparently ditched me today.
I see. I'm back because my microphone was off. And we did see that Cool did win Match 1's MVP award, and I think rightfully so, because he played extremely well on his LeBlanc in this past game. I mean, he knew exactly how to manipulate cooldowns. He was hanging in the back until he just came in and cleaned up fights. But now that OMG has red side, let's see what champions they do prioritize, because they could very well go in the same direction, but we'll just have to see. And I think they just banned Sion first, which is interesting.
Interesting to say. When you think about IG and you think about Zatai, he does so many odd picks and plays them so well that it could be a completely warranted Sion ban.
Yeah. It just because in the Chinese meta there are so many power picks, they might be thinking about just leaving a plethora of overpowered champions on the line, and then trying to take at least 3 of them after seeing what IG picks. So that might be OMG's strategy in banning that Sion, but to be quite frank, I have no idea. However, on Invictus Gaming's red side, we do see something a little bit more standard. Kale and Jack's standard bans for any red side team.
So pretty much no ordinary there. Lulu banned out as well, so LeBlanc still up on the board. LeBlanc is actually going to be banned out by IG as the last one, so they don't want Cool on that. But that leaves Mr. Clean with the mustache open up, so Braum going to be the first pick, but a trade with a Thresh as well.
I hear, there's a new Hodor Braum skin coming out, so hopefully we can look forward to that. But no, Braum has been, I think, banned in all of the past 3 games, so Braum is a very strong champion. I'm really interested to see whether Cool will play Yasuo, because I don't know if Cool's Yasuo is that good, frankly. So, but Braum is a champion that synergizes well with a lot of different picks. He synergizes well with the Lucian, with the Twitch, with all of the standard AD carries, and I mean, is a champion that has a lot of game-changing impact. On the side of Invictus Gaming, they do lock in their early mid laner and Lee Sin. Lee Sin, of course, is a priority pick, and I think Yasuo, more than a pick for Youngsu, because Youngsu did play it in the last game, Yasuo might be a slight takeaway from OMG, because they know how well Yasuo and Braum actually synergize.
So now, with that Lee Sin, it's going to be over. That one was bad, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It is very, very early/late here, so pulling all-nighters definitely can kill you a little bit. But Thresh is locked in over there for the side of OMG. So now we get to understand what they are going with. Kog'Maw locked in as well. Where is this Braum going? What can we expect?
This is
top lane
so
80 attacks with crit
awkward.
chance Braum.
Okay, so this. Okay, some people play top lane Braum.
Crit chance Braum.
Or crit chance Braum, or crit chance Thresh. And then there's the Kog'Maw. This really is a peel for Son composition. My only gripe with these picks is that I don't know if I want to put the fate of my team in the hands of Son, even though Son has shown himself to be a very capable AD carry. He's never played the Kog'Maw before this LPL split, and quite frankly, I don't know how good his is going to be, because one of the reasons why Son plays so well on Lucian is because of that escape, and because his positioning is not first class. Or Gragas has played more defensively in the top lane. I believe a Korean team played Gragas with Lulu, Nami, and something like Kog'Maw. Just a protected AD carry composition, which is quite viable when you do have a hyper carry like Kog'Maw. So this game is really is all about, first of all, so I think it was a top lane Braum because we saw the teleport Braum locked in. Wait, was it? No, it was a jungle Braum. Yeah,
Yes.
it was a jungle Braum. Okay, this is the first time in competitive history that we're going to see a jungle Braum. I haven't been this excited since,
We're
Loveland
experiencing
first
history.
Jungle Yorek. This is going to be so cool. Oh my
We're
goodness.
experiencing history. This is us right here in the history books.
Oh my god.
This is
Nick,
gonna be
you and I
great.
are going to go down in history.
We're going to go down in history as the men who got to see the jungle Braum for the first time in competitive play. This is going to be huge. And thus far, ladies and gentlemen, we are loading up into the Rift. So just a heads up again, this is Tencent LPL coverage by Ghost of Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Nikiako with Souldra, a.k.a. Hubo. And definitely going to be a good game. I mean, OMG, if you saw, had a decisive win in Game 1. So they definitely want to jump back up in the standings. And we'll see if IG can fend them off here. If you're just joining us as well, WE took a 2-0 victory in their best-of-2 set over Young Glory. So...
Okay, so let's think really quickly what the win conditions for each team are. And let's go over OMG first, since they have the more interesting composition. If you're a member of OMG, it's all about, sorry, I want to say all about because of the Braum. It's all about protecting the AD carry and then eventually